Welcome everyone. We are live streaming on YouTube. Once again, another live stream as we are monitoring the sun. We are monitoring the sun due to this phenomenon of an event of the auroras that normally are not visible in every part of the world as it is now. In a way, it's visible in so many places where people have not seen it. So we are monitoring live through a telescope the insane solar storm. That's right. I am going to go right now to show you what I'm talking about. So do you see this area right here? That's a solar storm. It is 16 times the diameter of the Earth. All these spots that you're seeing, this in particular is the one causing a coronal mass ejection, or CMEs, that is wildly affecting communications. It could disrupt communications, and we are monitoring this storm as it continues to cause what is sort of unprecedented, because these storms are just wild on the sun. We're talking about solar storms, folks. So, and as I say, there's nothing to panic, there's nothing to fear, but it is exciting to be aware of this, because tonight it's predicted that there will be more Aurora borealis, more northern lights. So we are tracking live the sun right now. It's absolutely incredible. I am currently pointing to it. If you can see it right there, I am pointing to the solar storm. I am zoomed into the sun. This is the sun live as we speak. Let me know in the live chat where you're watching from. I'm also monitoring the live chat. Would love to know who the viewers are right now, who's on, who's watching. But we are actively monitoring this storm. And thank you to everyone who is tuning in. This is a real-time live view of the sun through a smart telescope. And if you are curious about what this smart telescope is, feel free to check out the links in the description. It'll tell you all about it. And you can also have this smart telescope yourself. This is accessible to anyone. And we are actively looking at the sun right now. This is the sun from Southern California as we speak. It is currently 4:30-ish p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in California and United States, and we are monitoring the sun due to the Aurora Borealis. If you're just tuning in, good afternoon to everyone right now, and thank you for tuning in. Welcoming all the viewers. I'm seeing the live chat. Let me know where you're watching from. So we are actively monitoring the sun due to the Aurora Borealis, due to the northern lights that is causing this incredible phenomenon in so many parts of the world that nobody has ever seen it at. And so something that I want everyone to know, I actually, after my live stream yesterday, if you were with me as well yesterday, I packed up my Seestar, which is the telescope that I'm using to bring you this live feed. I packed up my Seestar. I drove 3 hours out away from city lights to try and get the Aurora Borealis at a national park. And it was packed with, I would say, thousands of people. And the night before, which was Friday, the Aurora Borealis was seen there, and nobody had ever seen that there before. And it was insane that day. However, yesterday, it was not visible at the park. Got home at 3 a.m. I was out there half the night. It was not, unfortunately. But it's predicted, folks, that for tonight, this could be another huge event. According to NOAA, NOAA, this is the Space Weather Prediction Center, as they are monitoring the sun, the sunspot regions. As of today, the sun is producing another X-class flare that is wild. It's wild, and people are loving it. So this is what's going to produce another perhaps G4, G5 Aurora Borealis in parts of the world that normally never get to see this. So as I said yesterday, it wasn't visible down in the southern states of the US, and in a lot of parts they weren't able to see it like the way it was on Friday. However, tonight it is predicted to be seen again in insane beautiful ways as it was on Friday. So yesterday only Canada, I believe Idaho, Detroit, Michigan, there were parts. And if you saw it yesterday, let me know. If you've seen it any of these days, the Northern Lights, let me know. But a lot of areas yesterday were able to see it, but not as much as Friday. But tonight and going into Monday is the last time that this event is going to be seen as extreme as it is now until another 20 years, folks. So if you are able to catch this tonight, do it, and then let me know. Come back to this live stream and let me know in the comments that you were able to see this. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. You can see the link in the description, and send me your pictures, direct message me your photos if you're able to see this. I would love to know. So, and I'm seeing some of you in the chat. Cloud cover, light pollution. That's true. If you can get away from city lights. However, folks, this is what's incredible. I'm seeing the live chat. Feel free to ask questions. This is what's incredible, guys. So on Friday, right, 48 hours ago, when people were looking at this Aurora Borealis, it was in places that are extremely light polluted. You've got London, right, in Europe, places in the UK. You've got Miami, Florida. When on earth would Miami, Florida ever in their dreams get to see the Northern Lights and in gorgeous, beautiful, majestic colors? I mean, that stuff doesn't happen. That stuff doesn't happen. So you never know. Even if you, of course, if you can go out to dark skies tonight, feel free. But if you know, don't sweat. If you by any chance have clear skies, feel free to stay in your area. You might just see, even if it's light polluted, you might just see the Northern Lights. And feel free to let me know in the live chat which areas you plan on viewing the Northern Lights from. Doesn't matter where you are, and I'm actively looking up areas that are predicted to have it tonight, and I can let you know if you've got a good chance or not. Okay, but yes, the Space Weather Prediction Center is saying this massive solar storm. I'm going to point to it right now on the telescope feed. I'm going to zoom into it. This is what's causing the insane Aurora Borealis. And not only that, folks, but it's possible that it's going to be majestic tonight. It's going to be majestic tonight. Let me move over my telescope there a little bit more. And yeah, this is the active region that is causing it. And it's called region 3664. Okay, according to NOAA, Space Weather Prediction Center. This is what's causing it. If this is the first time that you're joining me, please subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. And that just means to me that you find this valuable and that you want me to continue bringing you these live streams. You want me to continue bringing you not just the sun, but other astronomical events, weather events, space events, deep sky, galaxies. That's what these smart telescopes are here for now, folks. So I do live streams, kind of frequent, and in particular with big events. And so if you want to, check out deep space and galaxies, I have other videos on this channel, the Astro Room, where you can see live also what this telescope can do. It's incredible. It's incredible. And like I said, the link is in the description of this particular telescope if you'd like to check it out, if you want to get one even for yourself. So I'm addressing a bit here the live chat now. People are saying in Florida, Walk Hill, New York. I was actually just out there. In April. If you know what I'm talking about, I'll say it briefly. I was at Patterson, Walk Hill, and Warwick. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. But that's the three places that I was at very recently. And Walk Hill, New York, folks, if you live there, they have beautiful, insane dark skies, gorgeous starry nights. If you're in that area, I actually have a video, a live video where I was there imaging with my telescope, and I got incredible images of galaxies that I had never seen before from my location because it's so light polluted where I am. But yeah, so I did hear as well about New York having beautiful, beautiful Aurora Borealis and Northern Lights on Friday. I have some friends out there and they were sending me pictures, so it's incredible, folks. Even in Houston, anybody from Houston watching, let me know. Even in Houston, Texas, people are seeing the Northern Lights. I know Houston hasn't had good weather, at least you know, cloud coverage and stuff yesterday, but that's okay. If you have good clear skies tonight and Monday, look out for these Northern Lights. And thank you to all of you that are subscribing right now. If this is the first time you're joining the channel, please subscribe and support the Astro Room. That lets me know you want me to continue doing these live streams. Thank you so much. And let me zoom out of the sun a little bit. I want you guys to kind of get a clear, nice shot of the sun here. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Let me know how that looks. There you have it, folks, the sun live, just incredible. Let me zoom out a bit more. But all of you watching, let me know if anybody's also watching from the UK, Europe. I know it's nighttime over there. As of now, people are expecting in Europe and UK for the Northern Lights. That's what they're watching out for. So what I understand, if you happen to know anyone that's in Europe, or if you're in Europe right now and you're watching in the UK, if you're seeing the Northern Lights, and that's a good chance for the other side of the world, which is us in the United States, in the southern part of the US to Canada or Mexico, for us to see the Northern Lights. So let us know if you're in the UK right now, if you're seeing the Northern Lights, if you're seeing an Aurora Borealis, let us know, because that will be a good indication. Just like Friday, on Friday, those that were looking at the Northern Lights in London, then we got it later, right? We ended up getting it for us to here in the US. So yeah, folks, this smart telescope that I have on, it's the Seestar S50, and I'll write it in the chat. Just like some of the viewers are saying there, thank you for putting that on there. And that's the telescope that's giving you the live feed of the sun right now. This is live, folks, raw and real. The sun right now as we speak. And let me continue looking at the space weather prediction to see what areas of the world are predicted to see the Aurora Borealis. I'm looking at the chat. I know some of you are wondering so many different places. And so they're saying there is another chance to view the stunning Northern Lights on Sunday night for tonight. Idaho, anybody in Idaho, this might be your last chance, it's saying, to see the Aurora. And like I said, folks, this is like the last chance for, you know, if you don't want to travel far, if you don't live in like Iceland, if you don't live in Alaska, right? A lot of people have to travel to those places to see the Northern Lights. So this is the last chance tonight and tomorrow to see the Northern Lights in major cities that never get to see the Northern Lights. Tonight is a chance, so look out for that. Make sure you're looking out for that, because if you notice on the telescope, that sun region, I'm going to point to it right now, that's the sun region that's producing these X flares, these wild solar flares that are giving us these beautiful Northern Lights in places where we never ever see them. The sun goes through a particular solar cycle every decade or so, or every 20 years. So the last time this was seen was about 20 years ago, something as spectacular as this in different parts of the world. So take advantage. We've only got less than 48 hours left. After that, you know, it's gone. You'd have to travel to Iceland or Alaska to see the Northern Lights. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, guys. And tonight could be the night. You know, tonight could be the night. I hope that a lot of us will be able to see this tonight. It's gonna be incredible. I really hope we get a view the same as it was on Friday. The same as it was on Friday. Let me, Ohio also, it says that it will be visible again on Sunday. You know, those are the northern states, which is great for them. I'm hoping, well, I'm out here in California, I'm hoping that it'll come as far down as Texas, as Florida again, right, Alabama, like it did on Friday. And let's see what other parts of the world. I'm actively looking this up from reputable news sources, guys, because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information. This is what this channel is all about. Real, raw, accurate information, live telescope feeds, bringing space down to you, bringing space down to Earth. That's what this is all about. Yes, this sun activity is doing incredible things. Check it out. Let me zoom in. I was also mentioning yesterday, if you caught my live stream yesterday, all these sunspots that you're seeing, let me do an autofocus right now on the telescope lens. So all these sunspots that you're seeing right now on the sun right now were not, I haven't seen these many sunspots before. So that means the sun is going through a period of intense activity. And not only that, as I was mentioning also yesterday, if you have solar eclipse glasses, go out there and put on your solar eclipse glasses to look directly at the sun. Only if you have proper eye protection. Don't go out there with sunglasses, right? Don't look at the sun with the naked eye. Make sure you've got your solar eclipse glasses on and you can look at the sun directly and see these spots, these sunspots that are on the sun. You might not see the smaller ones, but the big one you will, the major solar storm. Very possible for you to see that, because I was looking at it yesterday through solar eclipse glasses, and it's incredible to see that. Keeping in mind, everyone, that this sunspot, this is huge, right? We all know, so the sun is way bigger than Earth. Millions of Earths can fit inside the sun. The sun is huge, right? Thanks to the sun, it supports life, right? We have life here on Earth, thankfully. And this area that you're seeing, imagine how many Earths can fit in the sun. Imagine this looks tiny to you, right? This little spot, this storm that's causing, this solar storm that's causing the northern lights and Aurora Borealis, but this is actually huge. It is many Earths big, 16 Earths diameter wide, large. So it looks like this tiny little nothing spot, but no, folks, if we understand astronomical units, you know, that's why stuff is measured in light years, right? Distances from, when it comes to space, it's not measured in kilometers or miles or feet or inches, right? You've got, or centimeters, millimeters, right? It's in light years. You know, this stuff is hard for us to fathom. So, you know, science has created these terms, light years, parsecs, and things like that, for us to understand the massive size of these space objects, of these things that we look at, because we literally, our minds cannot almost fathom how gigantic this is. But yeah, so keep in mind, this sunspot, I'm going to zoom in even more, is what's causing the northern lights everywhere, the Aurora Borealis, and it is 16 times the diameter of Earth. It is it is a monster. And not only that, but if you guys have heard, this disrupts communication. It could cause blackouts. In 2003, it caused a blackout in Sweden, because like I said, this happens about every 20 years, where the sun goes into this cycle and produces these insane northern lights, Aurora Borealis. And this actually knocked power out in Sweden in 2003, and it affected power transformers in South Africa. So on top of that, SpaceX announced yesterday that they were very concerned that their satellites were being affected, and that it could be affected. They said it was holding out okay on Friday and yesterday, but they are concerned that it could you know, really affect, you know, communications, your GPS, your phones, right? Nothing to panic. This is not meant to cause any type of panic. You know, the grid normally can handle something like this. You know, if your power doesn't go out, that's great. But keep in mind that if your power does go out randomly, the cause is this stuff that's happening right now, this solar storm that I'm zoomed into right now. That's what's causing it, folks. It's this giant geomagnetic storm is what it's called, that could disrupt communications. It's disrupting satellites, radios as well. People who use high radio frequencies, things like that, they are actually affecting that. Actually, as of now, because I was looking at it, the Space Weather Prediction Center was warning people who are using those kinds of communications to, you know, keep that in mind if you're having interruption of signal and things like that. So yeah, this sun activity is incredible. Incredible. And yeah, if only we could see this stuff all the time. But then again, it wouldn't be good, right? Because if we saw this all the time, you know, we'd be having some major disruptions of our communications, of our internet, of everything, electricity, right? Of satellites. And let's hope, if you are in an area of the US right now that's getting dark, you know, pay attention to the northern lights. Right now, it's still, the sun hasn't obviously set because we have it live right now here in my location in Southern California. It's barely about 5 p.m., about to be 5 p.m. here, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And folks, for those of you that are wondering, like, I went outside and I didn't see anything, make sure you have your phone with you, because sometimes the naked eye cannot see the Aurora Borealis. You might need your phone, especially if you live in super light polluted places. You take out your phone and record it, no matter what phone you have. Do a time-lapse mode. Turn it on and look at it, record it, take pictures, because possibly your eyes can't see it, but your phone lens can capture what your eyes cannot see, right? So keep that in mind. Take pictures, because you might go out there and be like, I don't see anything, but you know, if you use your phone, it's very, very possible that you could capture the Aurora Borealis, the pink and green, those beautiful hues of those colors. And someone is asking if I can focus on the storm. That's actually it. Let me see, do another autofocus here. And thank you to all those that are just tuning in as well. Feel free to subscribe, it's free. Let's see, I'm trying to autofocus. One more autofocus. Thank you so much, everyone. So consider supporting this channel by donating. Thank you to all of you that already donate. Let me try to zoom in. Let's see, I've got, trying to autofocus a bit again here. I'm having a lot of winds here. Could be affecting it a bit. I'm trying to autofocus right now the sun. You see the telescope is kind of tracking it there. I have actually something that's blocking the wind, trying to block the wind, and I'm wondering if that's getting in the way, and if it's blocking the lens, or it might start blocking the lens. So trying to see if I can get if it can check if it's blocking, starting to block the lens a little bit. Actually, I think that's what's happening. So I'm gonna actually step outside. I might need, or not. Maybe my team can do that for me, and move a bit I'm using something to block the wind because we have a lot of high winds here sometimes in Southern California. We have winds right now and it affects the stability of the telescope, so. Yeah. All right, we're getting it, we're trying to get it to focus again. Let's see, guys. Thank you for your patience to all of you there. We're looking at the sun live right now, all of you just joining, and we're trying to get the sun back into focus. There we go. There we go. I think it's coming in. I think it's coming in now. Okay. It's a lot better now. Awesome. There we go, guys. Thank you. Okay, this looks a lot better. Let me know in the chat. What are you guys thinking? This is a lot better. This is a lot better. You can zoom in on that storm. Okay, there we go. I had something blocking, trying to block the winds, and it was almost blocking the lens of the scope, so it was getting out of focus. So hopefully these winds will calm down. I can keep bringing you this stream. So we got a lot of viewers on. And this, there you go, guys. It looks like this is a lot better. Looks like this is a lot better from earlier. We can even zoom in on the other sunspots here. But we know the big monster is this one. This one right here is the one that's giving us the solar flares, the Aurora Borealis. If anybody's watching that was here yesterday, thank you again for joining today. Feel free to send me a super thanks. Feel free to subscribe if you're enjoying this live streams and you find them valuable. And see, my team is saying something here. So, okay. I'm wondering, so I'm trying to look up, someone's asking the Northern Lights for Puerto Rico, but I know Hawaii was able to see some yesterday, which a lot of people could not see it yesterday, but they were able to. And man, I'm not finding information from Puerto Rico. I'm sorry to say that. That doesn't mean they won't get it, but you know, so hold on. Here we go. Space Weather Prediction Center says Aurora visible as south as Puerto Rico, but this was for Friday, which means, okay, if that was on Friday, then it's possible for tonight. So don't give up, Puerto Rico. Don't give up. Wow, don't give up, Puerto Rico. You might be able to see this. Yes. So in the Caribbean, that's right, because Bahamas, a lot of people in the Caribbean, if you're watching from the Caribbean, let me know in the chat. I also speak Spanish, so háblenme en español en el chat. Si hablan español, háganme preguntas también. And yeah, Puerto Rico was able to see this. A lot of the Caribbean, that is incredible. I'm telling you, this geomagnetic storm, we're gonna keep monitoring this storm, guys. This won't be out here forever. This won't be out here forever. I'm gonna try to zoom in a bit more. Look at this. Oh, actually, check this out. Do a manual. Check it out, guys. Incredible what these smart telescopes can do. Look at the sun. Look at this. Bring back down the exposure a bit, the brightness. Oh yeah. Autofocus on that sunspot again really quick. So out tonight in Michigan, Aurora Borealis, if you're in Michigan, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, all these places, guys, let me know if you were able to see in the location where you are, and where you are if you're able to see the northern lights. I'm gonna go back to the Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA, to see if they've put any updates on the geomagnetic storm. From what I'm seeing, these high levels are once again expected for tonight and into Sunday, and then that's it. So tonight and tomorrow is your chance. Florida, you're asking about Florida. Chris in the chat, that's a good question. I know as far south as Miami, people were seeing it on Friday. Let me research into Florida Keys. Just incredible stuff. Not finding particular about the Keys, but I would say to still try to be out there tonight in case. And your best window to look at these northern lights is, I've heard people say after sunset, but I don't think so. I don't think right after sunset, because it has to be pretty dark for you to see it. So look at a window between, I hear, 9 to 11 p.m. your time. Okay, when it's pretty dark. And look at a window even past that. Okay? I don't want, I don't want you to lose sleep, but this is because this is every like 20 years when these events happen. You know, if you have to be up past midnight, 12 a.m., 2 a.m. is peak also. Keep in mind, folks, what I would do is, and what I was doing yesterday is I start looking it up, I start Googling it. So if it's like 9, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., start looking online, like your location name, and then look up Northern Lights, look up location name Aurora Borealis, and hit on news on your Google feed, right on your Google, hit on the news tab, and see if anyone is posting any images of the Northern Lights, and that's how you know it's out there. Before you even do that, just go outside and check with your phone. Like I said, sometimes with the naked eye, you cannot see it with the naked eye. You have to use your phone. Your phone, the lens can capture what your eyes cannot see. Okay, the phones nowadays, any phone that you have is very powerful, and you can capture amazing stuff that you normally can't see. So a lot of people who perhaps could not, especially I'm talking about like if you live in city skies or a lot of light pollution, if you battle with that, if you're near big cities and you're not at least 2 to 3 hours away far enough from a big city, right? If you live near big shopping centers and things like that, you're not at least 2-3 hours away from those big ones, you're gonna have to probably use your phone. It's gonna be kind of hard or very faint to see the Aurora Borealis, so you're gonna have to use your phone. Take a picture, just take a picture around 9, 10, 11 p.m., midnight. Go out there with your phone and take a picture. Or do a time-lapse mode, 3-second time-lapse. People said with as little as 3-second time-lapse or exposure setting or time-lapses, they were able to get gorgeous pictures. I saw them from pictures from Miami, Florida on Friday, so this is very light polluted places, right? And from New York. From areas in New York that I'm talking about are very light polluted, people were seeing the Northern Lights. In Jersey, New Jersey, anybody from New Jersey watching, or any of these places that I'm mentioning, let me know in the chat. So just keep in mind, if you live in these big cities, go out there and just use your phone. You might be thinking there's nothing up there, but oh yes, there could be. You just might not be able to see it with the naked eye. You're gonna need your phone. Let's zoom in on the sunspot. Folks, this is just now, because I'm telling you, this sunspot, it's going to be gone, I believe, from what they're saying, like Tuesday. By Tuesday, it's gone. So we just have tonight is the show for the Northern Lights, and tomorrow. Once this sunspot is gone, this geomagnetic storm, what's causing the Northern Lights, we're not able to see it. So right now is your chance. So thank you for all of you that are supporting this and subscribing, because that lets me know. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. That lets me know you want to keep seeing these live streams. You want me to continue doing this and you find this valuable. Thank you so much. So, yes, so I see what you're saying in the chat. Thank you, John. That's correct. So that's why I was saying between 9 a.m. to 11, and then you've got that window of 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. That is correct. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is absolutely correct. Let me see if there's any other updates from NOAA. Northern Lights. Let's see. NOAA. They're forecasting. The Washington Post is now saying forecast for Sunday night. Another excellent opportunity. Yeah, so make sure, you know, if you're looking up Northern Lights, reputable news sources, guys. Don't just go to whatever website. You got to make sure, you know, and that's what I'm here for. I want to bring you guys the best accurate news that I can, because this stuff is important, right? There's so much misinformation out there. You know, you want to make sure you get good, accurate stuff. You know, don't go to whatever website to get your information about this stuff, because, you know, you got to get the right stuff. You got to get the right stuff. So here we go. NOAA. Scale of severity for today's geomagnetic storms could reach level G4 or G5, G5 being the most intense. If the forecast holds, Sunday night could produce a repeat of what we saw on Friday. Okay, guys, that's right. Give me a thumbs up. Let's give me some hearts on there. This is awesome. So Friday night is going to be similar to Friday night. So similar storm levels that brought the Aurora sightings down from Florida and Mexico. So whatever you saw in Florida, in Houston, Texas, in Alabama, in the southern states, in London, in Europe, right? These are in the UK, in Europe. Whatever you saw then, very possible for tonight, according to NOAA. According to NOAA, very possible. Let's hope so, guys. And California too, Southern California, because Southern California, north of Los Angeles, can you imagine people were seeing the Northern Lights on Friday? Right north of Los Angeles. So the more north you go, the better. The more up high, even in elevation, the better. So this is exciting, guys. Activity is expected to wane slightly. I'm reading this directly from what NOAA is saying and the Washington Post. Activity is expected to wane slightly by pre-dawn hours of Monday. Okay, so it'll be moderate. So auroras could be spotted as far south as Illinois and Oregon with the naked eye, but cameras could capture the dancing lights even farther south. So that's exactly what I'm saying, guys. If you don't live in very light polluted skies, then you're able to see it with the naked eye in gorgeous detail and in gorgeous beauty and just majestic. However, if you're further south and in a light polluted city and you're not able to go out, you know, to more darkness, you're not able to go 2-3 hours out to more darkness, then, you know, you're gonna have to use your phone to capture what your eyes cannot see, because the Aurora Borealis could surely be there. and you might be thinking, oh, it's not there, but I'm telling you, you use your phone and it's gonna be there. You video it, you time-lapse mode, you set your exposure at least at 3 seconds with your phone. Take pictures, even if it's regular pictures. Nothing fancy, guys. I don't want to make it complicated for you guys. People were taking regular pictures with their phones, okay? And you can capture it. So yeah, go for it. Let's see what else they're saying. Okay, so by Tuesday morning, NOAA forecasts, NOAA, Space Weather Prediction Center, that geomagnetic storm activity will diminish to minor levels, back down to a G1. And during these minor storms, only higher latitudes, such as northern Michigan or Maine, typically see the auroras. So that's why if you live in light polluted places, your best bet is going to be tonight. Tomorrow, don't wait till tomorrow though, just in case. Try to look at this tonight, because by Tuesday, like they're saying, oh, you know, if you live in southern, it's not going to be as intense. Even if you live up in the northern states of the U.S., you know, at least you will get to see a little bit on Tuesday. However, it's not going to be as intense, as severe as what is predicted for tonight. And make sure you check your clouds in your area, folks. From what I'm hearing, the northeast. In the northeast, I'm talking about United States at this moment, it says people may struggle to see the aurora because it looks like you guys might have some clouds on Sunday night. There might be some breaks possible toward Monday morning, so that's good. So Monday night, unfortunately, it looks like the northeast of the United States will have too much cloud coverage. So if you can try to see this tonight, will be better. And hopefully you guys will get some break in the clouds. I really hope so you can see this. So make sure you check your weather, look at those clouds, be monitoring. It's already, I mean, come on, in northeast US right now, right? In New York and all those areas up northeast, it's already 8 p.m. It's still early for me. That's why we can see the sun. Okay, this is the sun live through a smart telescope. We can see it because it's still pretty early for me, right? The sun is not going to set till a while from now. I still have time. It's barely 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in Southern California. That's why I'm still monitoring this sun activity. But it's getting dark for you guys out there in the northeast. So check your cloud coverage, check the weather, go outside, take a look. Let's hope that they're saying that there could be a break in the clouds for you guys. What other areas here? In the mid-Atlantic, promising views. Let me know if you're watching from these areas, from West Virginia to DC to South Carolina. Oh, I'm so jealous. I saw some insane Aurora Borealis on Friday, pictures from the Carolinas and from Virginia. I was blown away. It's beautiful. We actually, in my area, we had too much cloud coverage Friday. I absolutely could not see it. So heavy clouds will continue to move over those areas that I'm saying right now, Virginia, DC, South Carolina, on Monday night into Tuesday. So tonight is going to be your best night for all of you in the northern states. Okay? Okay, thank you for telling me the sun has not yet set in upstate New York. Gotcha. Thank you so much for telling me that. It's got to be getting dark kind of soon, but thank you for telling me that. The southern United States, from Georgia to western Texas, will be largely covered in clouds. I know Texas has been dealing with some very cloudy weather. And that's for tonight. Unfortunately, it's going to be really hard to get a break in the clouds in those states, the southern states, for Georgia to Texas. I would say don't give up in case, because remember, if you saw the eclipse in Texas, it was expected like you're not going to see anything. And last minute, before the solar eclipse, 5 minutes before, there was like a break in the clouds in certain parts of southern Texas, of central to southern Texas, so where the eclipse was. So keep that in mind. Weather experts, they know what they're talking about, obviously, right? If they're saying that there's going to be cloud coverage, yes, it's true. But you never know, because there might be a break in the clouds. If you saw my video of the solar eclipse, check it out if you want to see it. It was very clear to me while I was live recording it and looking at it that I thought I wasn't going to see the eclipse. But I was able to. There was a last minute break in the clouds. So with these events, even if you have clouds, don't give up. There might just be. And if you think it's too cloudy and you might have to drive out an hour or 2, 3, I would say 2 to 3. If you can get away from your city lights and find clear skies, go for it. So yeah, and it's exactly what I'm seeing right now, what NOAA is saying. If your region has a cloudy forecast over the next few days, don't necessarily fret. Sometimes breaks emerge in the cloud canopy. So white clouds will make it harder to see the northern lights, but sometimes they could make for interesting photos where you capture cloud and you capture northern lights. So don't give up, folks. So thank you so much for a super thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If anybody wants to donate, thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. That just shows me that you're continuing to support this channel. You want me to continue doing these live streams. And feel free to send me a little super thanks of any amount, folks. Doesn't matter. It really means a lot to me, each and every one of you that's subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, please. It lets me know that you find my content valuable. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I see what you're saying. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you share this with others. If you're thinking there's some family members that could benefit from this stream and they're wondering as well about the Northern Lights, yeah, make sure you send them the little link of the live stream. Let them know that I do these live streams and yeah, and they can enjoy this stuff too, because we want to bring space down to earth for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to continue looking and monitoring right now what other places can see the Northern Lights. It is still predicted, okay, for tonight, G4 levels, G5, despite the possibility of scattered clouds. Despite that, especially in the north and northeast, skies should be clear in some areas. So, like I said, guys, pre-dawn, for pre-dawn hours of on Monday. So, I lost a lot of sleep last night catching the Northern Lights. I went out to a dark side if you are just joining, and it was so difficult for me. I went to a national park that's very famous here. Thousands of people were there. We were all left very disappointed because, as we know, yesterday the geomagnetic storm that's causing these Northern Lights, this Aurora Borealis, did not happen yesterday. It just did not happen. For those of us that live in southern and more southern areas, you know, anything down California, Texas, Florida, Alabama, all these states down here, New Mexico, you know, and Mexico, we didn't get to see it. So I know in the north you could, but it was a bummer for a lot of us down here. We couldn't see it. I lost so much sleep last night, but you know that it is what it is, right? It is what it is, and it's okay because there's another chance for tonight. And you know, even if it's difficult to stay up, folks, it could be worth it. A lot of people are going to go into work, right? We've got Monday around the corner, but you know what? It's kind of like tonight, you know, now or never. So if now we're gonna have to wait another 20 years for these kind of solar intense activities to happen, this coronal mass ejections, for us to see this again. Or you could travel, spend thousands of dollars, go to Iceland, go to Alaska to see this, and that won't even guarantee. I know of someone that mentioned they literally spent thousands, went to Alaska to see the Northern Lights. They couldn't see it, but they were able to see them the other day in Arizona. So you know, it's wild, right? So tonight's your chance. If you don't want to have to spend thousands of dollars to go see the Northern Lights, you can see it from your own backyard or front yard or balcony. So give it a chance, folks, and like I said, have your phones with you. If you think you can't see it with the naked eye, which you probably can't if you're in a light polluted place, look at it with your phones. Take a picture of the sky, take a video of it, and you will probably be able to see what your eyes cannot see and get some gorgeous shots. So, okay, I'm continuing to monitor and look where else. Okay, so rare places, here we go, guys. Rare places that normally did not see the storm, that normally, does not see the Northern Lights, such as rare places such as Italy. If you're watching from Europe, let me know, or from the EU. Thank you for joining. I know it's dark out there already. So rare places like Italy, Austria, and as I mentioned earlier, London, Mexico, and India were able to see the Aurora Borealis. So that means, guys, if these places were able to see it on Friday, they should be able to see it tonight if we have, or right now, if we have another intense storm as predicted, solar storm, right, as predicted. So even in tropical locations, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, they've never seen this stuff before, and they were seeing it on Friday night. So if it was seen that far south on Friday, then most likely you're going to see that tonight. So Chile, Argentina, New Zealand, Australia. There's some gorgeous shots from Outlands, Australia. Even yesterday, Saturday, which is amazing because a lot of people couldn't see them yesterday at all. So if you're watching from these places, if you're watching, hey, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. So yes, in the UK, very possible. I'm seeing what you guys are saying on the chat. Astro Emma, cool name, and Jamil, yes, it's very possible it's going to repeat what people were seeing in the UK and London and light polluted cities. Very possible. Make sure you keep an eye out. And as I was saying, Google it. Google your location if people are seeing it, right? Google your location, Aurora Borealis, right? For example, London, Northern Lights, London, Aurora Borealis. Google that. Click on the news tab. See if people are posting it. Check on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. Look it up because if you're seeing people posting pictures of this stuff, then you're going to want to be outside and you're going to want to check. Remember, and if you can't see it with the naked eye, use your phone. Take pictures. Your phone can capture what your eyes can't see. It doesn't have to be a dark sky, so it does not. Like I said, doesn't have to be. However, if you're in a dark sky location, if you're able to travel to a dark sky, it's better because you'll be able to really, really see it. But what you can do if you're not able to travel to very dark skies, you'll still see it, but perhaps very faint, but you can get pictures. Okay, like I said, because your eyes cannot, your phone will capture what your eyes cannot see. So if you take pictures, you'll be able to see gorgeous, beautiful details of this geomagnetic activity that's happening of the northern lights of the Aurora Borealis. So don't have to be in dark skies. The darker the skies, the better. But if you're not in dark skies, use your phone, get your phone out there, even if you think you can't see anything, even if you're thinking there's nothing out there. I'm telling you, there could be. I'm telling you, there could be. And thank you for joining me as we continue to dig in and peek. For those of you just joining, we are digging into what areas of Earth are going to see the northern lights tonight, the Aurora Borealis, for this sort of, I want to say once in a lifetime. It's not really once in a lifetime, but it's so rare. It's so rare. So, where so many parts of the world get to enjoy this together and celebrate and just enjoy this, the beauty of the cosmos. You know, and we've got a live telescope feed right now. As you can see, this is the storm that we are monitoring actively. This storm right here that I'm pointing to, that you are looking at, it is 16 times the diameter of Earth. This is what's causing these solar flares. It's what's causing the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights, in areas that have never seen it. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, so I'm for now, for this live stream, I will focus solely on the sun. The moon is not up because it is still, we're at my location. It is very sunny and it's still daytime. It's barely 5:30 p.m. or so. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna focus on the sun because this event is so special. We want to continue monitoring this sunspot. This sunspot's not gonna be there forever. It's gonna be gone within the next couple of days or less, right? Because then no more northern lights. And this is the spot that's actually causing this wild, the northern lights. It's what's causing that right now. So this is why our focus will be the sun for now, right? In other live streams, I'll do the moon. Check out my other live streams that I have. You get to see detailed craters of the moon. I have so many videos. I go live for that too. If you're interested in other deep space objects, galaxies, nebula, I go live showing that. So feel free to check out my other videos in the description. Subscribe and hit the bell button, get some notifications of whenever I go live again, and check out my other videos and more about this telescope that I'm using to look at the sun, to look at deep space, galaxies, nebulae. Portugal. Welcome if you're joining from Portugal. I'm curious what time it is right now over there. that is wonderful that you were able to see the Aurora Borealis with the naked eye. That's incredible. That's so exciting. I'm excited for all of you in those areas in Europe. That is absolutely, that is such a beautiful thing. I'm glad that so many people are experiencing this stuff like never before. This region of the sun that's giving us this activity of the northern lights, it's called region 3664. And it measures 16 to 17 times the diameter of the Earth, guys. Stuff that we can't even imagine. It's so what's happening, if to try to explain these sunspots a bit for all of us to understand a bit more, right? It's important to be knowledgeable to understand, why is this happening? What is going on? What's all the hype about? So sunspots, this what I'm pointing to right here, they are areas on the sun's surface where its magnetic field is much higher than anywhere else on the sun. Much higher. So these magnetically complex regions are often the source of large explosive bursts on the sun, or ejections of solar flares. They even call them burps of the sun. This is what I'm pointing to right now. These sunspots, these weird sunspots that you're seeing, what's causing these explosive bursts on the sun, those ejections of energy particles from the sun come to us, to Earth. The magnetic field of the Earth moves them out towards the poles, the North Pole, the South Pole, and that's what gives us the northern lights and the Aurora Borealis, right? So that's what gives us, what happens is, once those energy particles, those solar flares hit the Earth, the chemicals, the nitrogen, the hydrogen, the oxygen, what it's made out of, hits the Earth's atmosphere, and it produces the colors that we see, the gorgeous, beautiful colors that we see of the northern lights, the green hues, the pink hues, those gorgeous magenta-like tones. So if you are in, Iceland, to see that very frequently. But because the intense activity of the sun right now is on what I want to say wild mode, that's what's causing more parts of the Earth to see it unlike ever before. So something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind as to why parts of the world are seeing it. Just absolutely incredible. Whoop, I lost my mouse tracker. I lost my mouse. Okay. But okay. Folks, let me know if you can see me. My stream literally broke. I'm so sorry. I had a technical difficulty. I'm trying to bring my telescope back up. Let me know if you're able to hear me. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. I thank you for patiently waiting. I really apologize for that. I was not expecting that. I'm going to bring my telescope back on. And give me 1 second here, everyone. Thank you for being patient. That was wild. It was a computer problem for me. Let me get my telescope back on there. And here we go. Here we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate your patience. I'm getting it back up. Here we go. Ah, yes. Okay, okay. Let's see. Video capture. Oh. Let me see. Here we are. Here we go. Thank you for your patience. I'm amazed that I'm glad I was able to even get back on this stream right now. Let me bring in my telescope again, folks. Thank you so much, and I truly apologize for this unexpected computer problem. Here we go. Here we go. Get my camera up. All right. I think we are back on with the telescope live. And wow, thank you for staying with me. I apologize that I had a disconnected stream. It's wonderful that somehow YouTube saved it and I was able to go back in to the stream. Sorry about the break. I'm hoping that it keeps my stream smooth somehow. And thank you for those of you that stayed. This probably helped my stream stay alive and helped me to be able to connect to it. So we are imaging live the sun. That's what you're seeing right now. I'm going to move my telescope a little bit here so you can see my sun a little bit better. This is the sun live as we speak. It is 5:30 p.m. in Southern California, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And that's why I still have the sun in my location. It hasn't set yet. We've got beautiful clear skies, and we are tracking the solar storm. Let me zoom into it. We are tracking, due to the northern lights, the Aurora Borealis. We are looking at the sun live. We are tracking this insane solar storm that's bringing in the Aurora Borealis and northern lights for so many people around the world that have never seen it. I am thankful for you guys that have stayed on the stream with me, every single viewer. Please, if you're just joining, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you want to see more content like this and you find it valuable. And thank you for sticking with me despite a couple of connection issues that I was having, and I got kicked out of my stream. But it's okay. It's okay. Let me know. I'm trying to get back to the chat where you guys were at, letting me know where you're watching from, what time is it where you're at, and this solar storm that we are monitoring, that we are looking at, it is 16 times the diameter of the Earth. This is the storm causing the northern lights, the Aurora Borealis. This is it. It can easily disrupt communications, disrupt satellites, disrupt radio frequencies. Your power could go out in the event that happens. I haven't heard of any blackouts, but in 2003, when this same event happened, there was a lot of blackouts and power outages all over Sweden, and even in South Africa, power transformers were affected. So it is possible that you could have a blackout. Let's hope not, but keep that in mind. No need to panic about this. No need to panic, but stuff to keep in mind if you're having weird connection issues. It's affecting satellites, GPS, and things like that. So that's already been confirmed by science, by scientists, by the Space Weather Prediction Center. So we continue to monitor this massive storm. The sun is truly beautiful. It's our star, the star of Earth that gives us life. Feel free to send me a super thanks if you're enjoying this content. Feel free to donate to this channel in any way that you like, either through a super thanks or any way that you, in any amount. And I'm thankful for every subscriber, all of you that are subscribing as you're watching this stream and this is your first time. This is awesome. Thank you. Welcome, all of you from Europe, from the UK, from the EU, from London. Let me know have you been able to see any northern lights tonight out there? I know it's late in London right now. Let me know how it's going for you guys. And yeah, let me know. Are there any reports? I am monitoring right now. I'm going to continue. This is what I've been doing this whole time here with you guys. I'm monitoring what areas are able to see the northern lights right now. I'm going to keep, I also want to look into if the Space Weather Prediction Center has made any other updates. Let me look into that right now. Here we go. Here we go. So this is expected tonight, everyone. It's expected tonight again. An insane, amazing, beautiful northern light. Let me get my telescope. My sun there. There we go. That's the storm we're tracking. Let me move it. That's the storm we want to look at. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, we've got another update from the Space Weather Prediction Center, folks. And feel free, if you want to tag along and see it with me, you can go to the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center on their Twitter, on their formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. They just posted again an update regarding the geomagnetic storm warning. So, possible that the power grid, satellite operations, and GPS will be affected. Aurora moves further equatorward over New York to North Iowa to Washington State. This was posted, let me tell you exactly, at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. This is U.S. Eastern Time. So it is active until May 13th at 2 a.m. Okay. Periods of escalation and or weakening. Let's hope that you guys are able to see this tonight. It looks like they're saying, I'm looking at right now what areas are seeing it. Or if any will see it. Okay, so it looks like may not be as strong as Friday, but might be better than yesterday's. Okay, Long Island. Right now, Long Island and New York City area are not looking at it. So it seems to be dying out a little bit. I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering now. Any other updates? Let me continue monitoring. Let's see. I want to bring you guys always reputable news sources. You know what? This channel. That's what this channel is all about. If you're able to see the northern lights right now in your location, step outside. If you can't see with the naked eye, perhaps with your phone, take a picture. And I'm trying to look at more news reports right now. Boston, New York. Okay. Thank you for those of you watching from Denmark, from Vienna. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, haven't been able to see anything yet in Denmark. 2:41 a.m. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, from Vienna. Okay, this is awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know. Let's be hopeful. Yeah, let's be hopeful that we can see it. Wow, guys. You know, that's what the talk is about, right? Like, are we going to be able to see what we saw on Friday with the Northern Lights? And the last chance is going to be, if it doesn't happen tonight, that it's as beautiful and gorgeous as as Friday. The next bet could be for tomorrow, and tomorrow, Monday, would be the last one if this activity from the sun, this solar storm, continues to be wild. You know, I hope so. I hope so. But there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee, but it's a possibility. And either tonight, don't lose hope. If tonight doesn't happen, tomorrow is the last chance. Tomorrow is your last chance to see it. So let's keep that in mind. I'm looking at the sun right now. Guys, I want to share something with you. If you've been joining me since the beginning of this live stream, I talked about it a little bit, but something that absolutely blew my mind And I say this because it was so crazy. I went to a national park yesterday out here, and there were thousands and thousands of cars and no northern lights as they were on Friday. So for Saturday, no northern lights, and people were flooding the park. I was so disappointed only because I always try to be, I'm always very positive in my channel. It's all about positivity, but I was so sad because there was not about the amount of people. I was excited there were so many people, and I got to share my smart telescope and meet so many people. I'm wondering if any of them are watching right now. I got to meet so many awesome people and show them the Seestar telescope, which is the one that's looking at the sun right now. And, letting them know how to get the Seestar telescope. And yeah, and there was just so many people, and that was super awesome. But, sometimes people mistreat the park and things like that. But we want to keep positive. But, if you guys, going to national parks, we got to respect these lands because it's so beautiful, and, the vegetation and everything. So, but yeah, I'm continuing. If you are actually out near any national parks because you're trying to see the aurora, let me know if you're able to see it. And don't lose hope, because tomorrow, in case not tonight, tomorrow you might be able to see it. Let me know if you have this telescope as well in the chat. Some people are saying that they do. Yeah. If you have clear skies, make sure you're out there trying to look at, even if it's just the moon for now. The moon might be visible in your location. Not in mine yet. We still have the sun. And let me continue tracking. Where else can we see this? Where else can we see the northern lights? Is anybody seeing this right now? In Europe, it seems like nothing. But I know, whatever we see in Europe will be monitored, will be duplicated, I should say, excuse me, here in the US, because Europe starts it first. It's darker there first, obviously. You guys are a day ahead of us. And then it's duplicated here, the same solar Aurora Borealis, the northern lights. So I am checking news sources right now. And let me know where you're watching from. Let's see what's in the news. Thank you for sticking with me this whole time. And I want to say, don't lose hope about the northern lights, because even when I got out of the park last night, because I wasn't able at the national park, I was 3 hours away from city lights. I traveled really far. Don't lose hope, because I saw so many people in miles and miles of lines to try to go into the national park. The lines were wild to try and see the northern lights still. So, you never know. There could be a break, even if it's cloudy skies. There could be a break, and you might still be able to see it. You might still be able to see it. I am tracking the news right now, guys, and the space weather predictions to see what they're saying. Any updates on right now, any solar flares. And like I said, if you're just watching right now, this is the sun live. We're monitoring this storm, the solar storm that's causing the northern lights. Let me see. Massachusetts. Forecast for Sunday. If you're, green, purple, pink lighting. And some people were able to see it yesterday, not as intense as Friday. California. I'm gonna continue monitoring this storm, guys. Thank you for staying with me as we continue to figure out what's going on. It is currently, the geomagnetic storm warning is at a level 3, which is low level. So in the event that this doesn't happen tonight, folks, tomorrow will be the last day. Could it repeat what happened on Friday? We really just don't know, but it's possible. It's possible. Because and we know this why, guys, because we're looking at the sun live right now. The storm is there. You still see it here? You guys see it? I'm pointing to it right now. That's the flare that's causing the northern lights, and it's still there. This is not, so every time you look at the sun, it's not that storm that's 16 times the diameter of the Earth. It's not always there. As a matter of fact, the last time one of this size was visible was about, 10 to 20 years ago, right? So in 2003, the massive storm that caused the blackouts in some parts of the world. So this isn't normally there. You see that there's some scattered spots. These are intense activities of the sun as well, but those are not the ones that are responsible for the northern lights because they're smaller. I know it looks tiny on your screen, but I'm telling you, even these small ones, they are many Earths big and wide. Okay, they're monsters. However, what's causing the event that we're seeing with the northern lights is the big one that's here, which is why I continue to zoom in right on this one, because this is the bad boy. This is the insane monster that's giving us the show of the northern lights. This is what space weather experts, this is what NOAA, N-O-A-A, which is the the Space Weather Prediction Center, National Oceanic Administration, Space Weather Prediction Center. So that's what they're monitoring too. That's why I'm monitoring this right now, because that's what's causing the solar flare, and that's still there active on the sun. If I were to live stream, let's say Tuesday or in a couple more days, that's gone. So those northern lights all over the world, this event that's happening is it's gone, because this intense activity, you see this spot is way bigger than all the other sunspots that you're seeing on the live telescope feed right now. You see how tiny those are? Those aren't causing the intense activity that we're watching. It's this monster of a storm right here. And really, truly, yes, mind-boggling stuff. Mind-blowing. I mean, we can't even fathom how large these storms are. For those of you just joining, thank you. Subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you find this content valuable. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. And that way you can get notifications whenever I go live again, continuing to monitor deep space weather, deep space. I do live streams looking at galaxies, nebula. So keep joining me on these streams, folks. The more that I get more subscribers, the more that I know I should continue doing this to bring everyone awareness of all of these incredible space events and bringing space down to Earth for you. And feel free to send me a super thanks of any amount. Thank you to all of you that have already when I'm doing these streams, because it lets me know that you find my content valuable. So feel free to hit me up with a little super thanks, and you can also donate. Different ways to donate in any amount to the channel. And let me know, those of you just joining in, let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing where you're watching from, because I want to check what areas are able to see the northern lights or not right now. And this active sun, this is so active, guys. If you have solar eclipse glasses, For those of you just joining, you can actually look at this sunspot. Put on your solar eclipse glasses. I was watching it yesterday. You can look directly at the sun only with solar eclipse glasses. And if they're not punctured or if they don't have any tears, make sure they're in good condition. Make sure they're certified, ISO certified. If they're in good condition, go out there, pull them out, and look at the sun with the solar eclipse glasses. Protect your vision, and you can see the sunspots. I'm continuing to monitor all the weather, space weather, expert predictions from science right now. I'm literally monitoring that right now online, wondering what the latest update is on this. Let's see. We are still watching the sun live. Wow. The storm will last. Those of you wondering in the chat, this solar storm is only until tomorrow, Monday. So Tuesday, we shouldn't be able to see this Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, anymore in locations that are rarely seen it. So of course, if you travel to Iceland, Alaska, you'll be able to see it. But in places that normally don't see it, this solar storm is only going to last tonight and into tomorrow night. So it'll be your last chance. It'll be your last chance to see that. Where it's practically, guys, what we're doing right now is we're like storm chasers, but space storm chasers. These events don't happen all the time. So that's what I want to act for. Act like for all of you. And we're following and chasing storms, but not on Earth. We are literally chasing storms on the sun. Let me actually, guys, look at the sun, because I wonder if it's starting to move from my location. I can see how the telescope is. You see that? It's kind of losing it. Yep, I see where it is. It's trying to track it the best it can. But we might be starting to lose the sun there for a minute, because it's going to start setting. And let me see if I can move the scope. I'm going to have my team out there. And when you move it, if you move it too much, I might lose completely my tracking. So just be careful. See if I can get my sun back up, guys. It's leaving us. It's leaving us. I might have to cut off this stream, everyone. My sun is officially kind of leaving. I might have to go back on. If I can get the sun back up in my field of view, I have buildings now that could be blocking my field of view. That's actually what's happening. The sun is setting. I'm monitoring the storm, but the sun is setting and it's leaving my field of view. Thank you for joining. If I can get back on and move my telescope in a different direction, I will. Other than that, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining this stream. But if I can come back on, that would be